is Rob with Black Knight. I'm here with Ahad Raza. This week we're talking about warm-ups. So if you have a match, you're rushing, you just got there, you've battled traffic on the highway, sometimes you don't have time, what do you do?
You know, the key thing here is you just don't want to get injured. So in an ideal situation, you want to make sure that you go through some mobility exercises, you go through some muscle activation stuff, you get into setting up your cardiovascular system to move, and then eventually you want to end with some really specific squash type movements at high intensity. That's, you know, ideal scenario. You could get that done in 15 or 20 minutes, but like you said, we may or may not have that. So the thing that I would love to do are some of these, what I like to call super exercises. So I'll do a really quick mobility exercise. I'll do a really quick full body kind of muscle activation exercise, especially for the core. And I'll demonstrate all of these in a few minutes.
Okay.
And then the last thing I like to do is just get myself hopping around so that I can make sure that I'm light on my feet and I'm ready to start moving around the way I would need to on a squash court. Now, the little trick that I like to use is this is all what I would do before I get on the squash court. But once I'm on the squash court, you still have a few minutes while you're knocking up the ball, right? At that time, I actually keep moving while my opponent's hitting the ball. So I'll keep hopping, I'll do a variety of kind of multi-directional hops, I'll even do a few ghosting movements in the back of the court while they're hitting the shots before the ball comes to my side.
Okay.
So that's what I would recommend. Okay. Now, the one thing I should say as well is the ideal warm-up also involves a mental warm-up. So even if you have, 2 or 3 minutes, you want to try to come up with some routine for yourself that you can go to and say, hey, I have 3 minutes, I'm going to do this routine, and I know I'm going to be somewhat ready for that game.
Right. Okay, because most guys I see, they go,
yeah.
All right, let's play.
Yeah, so let me give you one more word of caution here. If you just get into static stretches before you play, it actually inhibits your speed. So research has shown that if you do a ton of static stretching, you'll probably lose some of your explosiveness when you get onto the
static stretching is like
something where like you'll kind of hold for a few minutes or hold for 30 seconds. Okay. So instead you want to be doing a dynamic warm-up when you first get started.
So getting your blood flowing, hopping around.
Exactly.
Okay.
And let's give a quick demonstration of that.
Okay, let's do it.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Some of those really quick full body warm-up exercises we were talking about look like this. So one of my favorite ones is you reach up, go on your toes, come down, reach down for your hamstrings, try to get into a full squat. This will depend on your mobility. Reach forward, try to push your knees out a little bit, come back, hands up, and rise. So what you're doing here is there's some mobility, there's some muscle activation of the calves, dynamic hamstring stretch, some more muscle work and mobility, more mobility, and some mobility and strength on your way up. As you can tell, my shoulders are not the most limber, but if you were a power lifter, for example, you would be straight up in that squat position. So everyone's different. The second key exercise is a muscle activation exercise. And you might want to use, what I like doing is I like getting into the bear crawl. So in the bear crawl, knees are under the hips, hands are under the shoulders. And what you're really trying to do here is you could just hold this position because you're also working your quads at the bottom over here. If you're very strong, you can try getting some variations from here. So you could get some arm movements, you could try getting arm and leg movements. And what you're doing is you're really firing up your core, shoulders, quads, the whole 9 yards. The final thing is going to be more dynamic. So for the dynamic one, you can think squash. You want to be explosive with squash. Simplest thing, hop, stay light on your feet, and then you can try to get some dynamic side-to-side movements, some dynamic front-back movements, and just play around with that. And like I said, it will continue in the game. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out any more of our content, head to our YouTube channel. And if you want to check out any more Black Knight gear, including rackets, accessories, and apparel, go to playbk.com and you'll find it there. Thanks again.